Hello, it's Monday. Streaming again. Behind the scenes for Heir to the Empire. We're working on animating this character. She's a holographic girl who's going to appear in the cantina for chapter 20. And there's some new animation features in the new iClone 8, which has finally been released and I'm getting to use. I mean, I've been thinking around with it for the last few weeks, but this is the first chance I'm going to get to actually sit down and explore the new animation features. So this may or may not be successful. I guess we'll find out over the next hour. I'll just have a quick drink of water. And I'm going to get started. Normally I wait a few minutes for people to join, but I'd like to spend as much time as possible figuring out these tools. So let's get to it. So what I'm going to do with her is I'm going to animate her, which is going to include obviously her lips moving in time with the dialogue and making her body move so she's not just standing static. And she's not actually going to appear in the cantina in this particular scene. I'm going to animate her animation and then it will be composited in, because obviously it's holographic effect. Ryan, I could, but I think she's okay as she is. So what I'm going to do is have 100 frames where nothing really happens, so that it gives me a little bit of room for when she appears, the hologram actually appears and fades in. It gives me a little bit of footage to play around with where she's not doing anything important, because it'd be no good if as she fades in I'm cutting out half of what's the first bit of dialogue that she says. So we'll start at 100, which is about 3 seconds, 2, 3, somewhere like that. Berserker of Thrawn, hello and welcome. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is add in the dialogue. I don't know how much of this is going to be visible to you because of the way OBS captures iClone. It doesn't always capture the little pop-up windows. But I'm using Aculips plugin to choose a dialogue. So just choose the file. Now, I don't know if this OBS is capturing the sound from iClone, so if you don't hear her talking, please let me know and I'll see what I can do about it.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve?
Floopy, hello and welcome. Good, I'm glad you can hear. So the Aculips window doesn't appear to be showing up, but I did just... so what it does, you import your dialogue and it tries to figure out the words the character's saying, and it usually gets it wrong. So I just corrected it, and then we'll see what the result is here.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve?
There we go. So we're not going to discuss any Kenobi spoilers here, because Floopy, if you've only seen the first episode, we don't want to spoil it for you if you want to continue watching it. And in case anyone else hasn't had a chance to watch episode 3 yet, so no spoilers. Krogan and Robotic Pope, welcome, both of you. So I'm going to give a little bit of breathing room before the next dialogue. Bob Doll, hello and welcome. Create script. Again, you can't see what I'm doing. Just actually need to quickly remind myself of the dialogue. Too far. We do indeed. Is the next one. I can't see the chat for a second because I've got the script covering it. Because I'm copying and pasting the dialogue, so it knows how to respond to it. It knows how to make the lips move. Right, back to the chat. Yeah, Bob Doll, lately I've been doing behind the scenes for creating characters. Yesterday I had an excellent recording session with the voice actress who plays this character, Liz. Liz is voicing multiple characters throughout the rest of the book, including this one. And I thought this is a good way to try out the new animation tools. Now, the lip sync is not a new tool, but I still need to have it in place before I do the rest of it. And I thought it'd be fun to do a whole thing from scratch, so that's why I didn't do the lip sync already. But this, she doesn't say a lot, so
we do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52.
Good. Next one is thank you, gentles.
Thank you, gentles.
Right, then she disappears. Then the drinks they ordered arrive. So I'm basically giving a bit of space here so that she can fade out and then fade back in again. Next is, will there be anything else, gentles?
Will there be anything else, gentles?
Lando says, not now, thank you. So she says, thank you. I will come back to the chat in just a second. I'm just kind of speeding through the
Thank
dialogue.
you.
Oh, she said thank you. She fades out. Back in again. She says, yes, gentles. And the last thing she says is certainly. Kind of got to the exceeded the length of the project, so I'll just add a few extra frames, so I've got a bit more room to play with. That's better. And quickly save what I've done there. Okay, back to the chat. What have I missed? Right, Eddie, yeah, the obvious choice for this particular character would be a Twi'lek, and I decided that's exactly why I'm not doing that. So I chose a Zebrak, partly because they're very human looking, it's just the horns, but recognisable as a Star Wars alien, something that I would know how to create in Character Creator, because there are some really elaborate Star Wars creatures that I wouldn't know how to make just yet. So this seemed like a good step to do something that a little bit different. A few weeks ago I created a Mune on the stream. He's going to appear in this chapter, and I've created a few others as well. Some are on stream, some not. I'm looking forward to being able to show you guys. Darren, no, this is still Heir to the Empire. Next chapter has Han and Lando going into a cantina, and they get served by a holographic girl at their table, and this is the holographic girl. Eddie, a cell cath, which... I don't know if I could do a cell cath. Gonna have to think about that. I'm gonna say probably not a cell cath. The head's too alien looking for what the software can do. Floopy, I'm not gonna see the new Jurassic World, and I said why to someone yesterday, and it made her not want to go and see it, so I'm gonna keep my reasons to myself. LPS, hello, welcome. Floopy, I am not surprised. I'm sure this holographic girl here is going to have a moustache soon as well. I could be surfing, welcome. And Darren, thank you. Right, so the basic lip sync's in place. I will refine it quickly as well. It's just to smooth it out a little bit, because it looks a little off. So, Floopy, what are you going to do if a character already has a moustache, like Captain Pelion? You can't see what I'm doing, just because again the window doesn't show up, but I'm just, there's an option to smooth lip movement, so I'm just applying it to every clip. Well, please do. I want to see your. I want to see Captain Pellium with a moustache over his moustache. Okay, all the lip sync smooth. Smooth. So let's have a quick look.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52. Thank you, gentles. Will there be anything else, gentles? Thank you. Yes, gentles? Certainly.
Okay, that's good. A Rin probably would be possible. Let me just have a quick remind myself what they look like. 1 second. Yeah. I don't think a Rin would be too difficult to do. I'll add a Rin to the list and then see what I can come up with. Let me just make a note of that. If anyone else has any alien race suggestions, do mention them in the chat and we can discuss them. Hoppy, I'm trying to think of something witty to say to that and I can't think of anything. Release, thank you. Glad you like the sound of her. Darren, I'm using iClone by Reallusion. It's a real-time animation tool. So I use it to build all the scenes and animate the characters. At the moment, I'm not building a scene for her because I just want to render the character so I can composite her on top of the actual scene later with all the holographic effects. But normally you'd see a big environment around the characters that I've put together. And alongside that is a tool called Character Creator, which is how she was designed. If you want to check out my last stream, which is a week ago, you can see the character design process. I've been doing that for the last few weeks, creating background characters. And then what I do is I can render in this software, and she does look pretty good like she is there, but I've recently switched to using NVIDIA Omniverse to render. It's a ray tracing platform, and it's so easy to do that because you just press the export button. Basically, it'll takes a few minutes to process the scene, and then I can load it up into NVIDIA Omniverse and render that way with all the ray tracing options, so it looks all looks much more realistic than she does here. Balosar wouldn't be too difficult, I don't think. Hoppy, I don't actually have any of my characters wearing underwear for the simple reason that it's not visible, but it makes the characters have more polygons, so it slows down the software. So I don't make them wear underwear. Hoppy, I did see what they did with the holographic queen. Okay. Anyway, so the lip sync's done. What I'm going to do now is have a look at the new animation tool to see what we can do, and it's called Motion Director. Now I don't want it to walk around, but this is a new piece of software, a new feature for the software where
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52.
if I wanted characters to walk around, there are. I can basically control it like a video game. So I can use a controller, or I can use the WASD keys to control them through the environment. Now I don't actually want her to walk, so I'm not going to do that. I'm looking to see what sort of idle animations there are, which because I don't know how to use this yet. So we've got see. I'll just have a look through the options. You can see what I'm looking at. I want her to have the hand on the hip, because I feel like that's a good sort of flirty maneuver. But I don't know how to trigger it. So let's see what happens.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52.
Right. Don't know if that's done anything.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52. Thank you, gentles. Will there be anything else, gentles? Thank you. Yes, gentles? Certainly.
I think Lando asked that, but I haven't read the book in such a long time. Well, she's not doing the Idle 2 animation. What's in here? Yeah, so I'm not quite sure how to make her do the idle 2 motion, because I'm trying to click, drag and move things around and it's not doing anything. If I hold the mouse over it, you get the little preview screen there. I know there are tutorial videos on how to do all of this, so I may need to go back and watch one of those. I don't have any dance moves in this particular set of animations. So not at the moment. Although I probably have some other dance moves elsewhere in my content packs, but it was this tool that I was looking forward to trying out most. But since that didn't quite work out, let's see if I can.
Good day, gentles.
I'll just use her
How may I
default.
serve? We do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52. Thank you, gentles.
I'm just going to let the whole thing run through to the end.
Will there be anything else, gentles? Thank you. Yes, gentles? Certainly.
I haven't done the motion capture for this chapter yet, but I imagine that when I do, okay, so I think that she's now animated with that. So let's get back to standard workplace. Timeline back. Yeah, so she's got some basic movement. What I'll probably end up doing is either what I should do is go through the tutorial and figure out how to use the other idle animations and all that kind of stuff, or I may just do motion capture for her and bring it in later. But just have a quick look at the tool. It is a good little test.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52. Thank you, gentles. Will there be anything else, gentles?
Yeah, I'm not going to play it all because I think that works there. So I'm going to have a look at the chat first before I continue on. Do I want to hear the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Well, it's not a story the Jedi would tell me. I'm not going to make her dance because it's not really what she does in the script or in the book. She's just going to appear above the table, talks to Han and Lando, and then disappears. And she appears again whenever she's, interacting with them to serve them drinks or whatever. But she doesn't dance and she doesn't walk around because she's going to appear just in that one spot. Though I do know you like to see the characters dance. Just have a T-pose in the background. That would not be difficult. How do you go scripting what happens in the book to what you make happen? So I would read through each scene of the book and I'd start thinking, well, what works in this book that I can animate easily? And then what works that what doesn't quite work but will need some adjustment to work in video form, and then what doesn't work at all. So I try to stick as close to the book as possible, but there are times where what's written in the book just will not work in video form. I'll go back to the very first chapter as an example of this. In the book, it starts with Captain Pelion on the bridge of the Chimera, thinking to himself, sort of despairing at the state of the Empire. And then he's not that particularly impressed by the young lieutenant who shouts across the bridge at him. But and I thought about how to do that, and I can't really have him talking to himself, because that would completely demoralise his entire crew. There's not something a captain would do on the bridge of his own ship. And internal monologue was another option, but Star Wars has never done that. It would feel really out of place. So I thought, well, what would be better is just to jump straight to Pelion reporting to Grand Admiral Thrawn. So I kind of cut that first bit out and then went straight to that meeting and got on with that. So that's a case of where I've cut something out. There are times where what I've wanted to do, what happened in the book, needs some slight changes to what to actually work. I'm trying to think of one offhand. Oh yeah. So in chapter 17, when Luke gets rescued, in the book, Luke gets picked up by Card's crew and taken aboard the Wild Card. In the book, he gets taken to Card's quarters, and in theory, there's no technical reason why I couldn't have done that. But I didn't really want to build Card's quarters for a 1 minute scene that never gets seen again. So I had him brought to the bridge, which I thought made more sense visually. And then Mara kind of sneaks up and stuns him. And which is also a change from the book, because in the book it's Chin that stuns him. But sometimes what works great on a page on paper doesn't really translate to what works in video form. So sometimes those changes need to be made. Anyway, so you've got some basic idle animation there, which is just her kind of twitching a little bit. And for this stream and this test project, that's good enough. I will probably adjust it for the actual video once I got a better idea of the new tools. And of course the old animation tools are still there. And of course all the old animations I've got in my collection are all still there. So anyway, Aki Gamer, hello and welcome. I'm glad you're here. I haven't seen you for a few weeks. I've been doing character creation for the last few streams. And now I'm animating this holographic girl for chapter 20. She's the one that serves Han and Lando at their table in the cantina. Do you know the holographic air pop stuff from Deus Ex 2? I can't say I do, because I never played the game. Movie Eye, I'm glad you're looking forward to chapter 20. So am I. And Never's twitching. Well, I hope she's not nervous, because they can't really touch her or do anything to her, so she's got nothing to worry about. Aki Gamer, that's good. What have you been working on? Right, so one of the other things I acquired with this new updated software is facial expressions. Now what they've done is it's a selection of pre-built facial animation expressions you can just drop onto the character as they're talking to make them feel more alive. So I thought this is a good time to try those. So she's quite happy and cheerful. So I feel like pleased. Now let's see what this does. I believe I just have to drop it on her and it should show up. Oh, hold on. You need to show the expressions on there. So we've got this expression on the let's have it line up with the dialogue. Right, let's have a look.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed.
That was interesting. Excited?
We do indeed. 47.
I don't know how. I guess her horns are quite sharp because of the way I shaped them on her head. And Logan, thank you. That's very kind of you. Right, so I've put this little bit together. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see her face a bit better.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52.
Now, I believe there's a way to...
$47, 49, 50, and 52.
Now these aren't perfect because I haven't really had a chance to sit down and go through these different types of animation. So I don't know if these aren't going to be a perfect fit for the dialogue until I've had a chance to examine them better. But I'm liking the idea of it so far. I've kind of did that little overlap so they should blend together better.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52.
That's good. Now there was a greet and nod which might work better for the... So I put the courteous one back there. And start here with the greet and nod.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed.
Broccoli beef. So you can't hear Lando's dialogue, but he's actually asking for wine, and so she's listing the years that they have.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52. Thank you, gentles.
I'm liking this. Very quick facial animation. Now, I think her mouth is open a little bit too much here, but we can refine that later. Because
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52.
I don't know, it might work. Let's see how it renders.
Gentles. Will there be anything else, gentles?
Let's go with interested.
Will there be anything else, gentles? Thank you.
Move that back a little bit.
Will there be anything else, gentles? Thank you. Yes, gentles? Certainly.
Right, last bit is here. What should we go for here? Pleased. I can't remember which one. Hold on. Lando does actually order the 49. So that was a good comment there, Robotic Pope.
Yes, gentles? Certainly.
Move that forward a little bit.
Yes, gentles? Certainly.
That came out really well. So I'm going to save that. Let's put the modifier with S. No. There. Right, so we're going to watch it again from the beginning. And see how that turned out.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52. Thank you, gentles. Will there be anything else, gentles? Thank you. Yes, gentles? Certainly.
Well, that was a very quick way to animate a character's face. Obviously it's not quite perfect yet, so let's have a look at Talking Styles Editor. Let's have a look at this first one.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed. 47, 49.
Floopy, this is a friend of mine. Her name's Liz. Did the recording yesterday.
Good day, gentles.
Over
How may I serve? We
Zoom.
do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52. Thank you, gentles. Will there be anything else, gentles? Thank you. Yes, gentles? Certainly.
I like how there are actually a little bit some twitches there. I'd hope she does a good American accent because she is American. So that might explain it. Alright, so where there's bits of overlap, it kind of blends
We do
in,
indeed.
which makes sense there. But where is it? I spotted it here. There's a sudden change. I kind of like that. It's almost like a glitch because she is meant to be holographic. I wonder.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52.
Floopy, I will pass it on. I'm
Thank
sure
you,
she'll be very
gentles.
happy to hear that.
Will there be anything else, gentles? Thank you. Yes, gentles? Certainly.
Yeah, I'm very pleased. I better save it. So yeah, what I will do with her now, well, maybe not right now, but what's next with her is to take the character and render her in Omniverse, and then she can be composited into the scene once I've finished animating that with Han and Lando. She's I can do all the sort of holographic effects, so she's blue and slightly transparent, to match the effects of holograms in Star Wars. I haven't figured out the exact position of her on the table yet, other than sort of in the middle. I mean, she could be tiny, or maybe sort of this sort of size, and she kind of cuts off here. I'm not sure yet. It depends on what looks good when I actually have animated the scene. So I can't really render her until I know exactly what I need. And I probably need to render her several times, because if Han and Lando are here looking up at her, I need to see her from the back, and I need to see her from the front for the close-up of what she's saying. So that's at least 2 renders all the way through. That's not really a problem. I don't think this is going to be a particularly challenging character to render, because there's nothing else around. To slow it down. So I'm going to watch it through one more time, because I'm just really pleased with this.
Good day, gentles. How may I serve? We do indeed. 47, 49, 50, and 52. Thank you, gentles. Will there be anything else, gentles? Thank you. Yes, gentles? Certainly.
So yeah, a couple of times there are issues, and like you said, it's like the Michael Jackson waiter that you said there, Hoppy. That's a good example. Holographic, like the belly of a battle beast. I don't know what that is. I'm glad you like her, Floopy. I'm very pleased with her. I'm very pleased with the way it's turned out. I managed to animate her in a very short amount of time. She's probably friends with more. Well, half off at the mall. So, I can't really do anything else with her until I've animated the rest of the scene. She does not have a name. she's basically an AI hologram that appears at everyone's table. And of course, she's in this particular scene. She's going to be talking to Han and Lando. But as far as the book's concerned, she has no name, and I have no idea what I'd call her. But yeah, since I'm done, I think I will call it a night for the stream. It's been really good to have a play around with these tools. I do need to look at the tutorials for the motion director that I started off with. But I wouldn't want to call her Triceratops because you might find out how sharp her horns really are. The names you guys are coming up with are hilarious. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to stop the stream now because I've finished what I was set out to do. Apart from needing to go through that tutorial, which is probably not going to be fun to stream. So again, thank you all for being here and offering your feedback and your names and just the general chat and company. I'm not going to be here next week, so there will be no stream next week. But I should be back in 2 weeks' time. I just took a quick drink of water because I'm losing my voice there, and I want to just first holiday away since before the pandemic, so Excella, that's a good name. So yeah, thank you all for coming. Hope you found this interesting. I will look forward to seeing you all in 2 weeks, and yeah, may the throne be with you. Take care and see you soon.